everyone. Today I'll be talking about how building internal tools is product management too. My name is Hannah Bertiger, and I work on the product team for People Experience at Walmart. Now you might be saying People Experience, that's HR, not product. And while that certainly holds true at most organizations, when you have a workforce of over 2.3 million globally, it requires you to rethink the definition of HR just a little bit. How we're starting to reshape and rethink the people experience at Walmart is by borrowing best techniques and practices from all of you here today. And I think what we're doing is really helpful and could be useful for other teams building internal tools, even if your workforces aren't 6 times the size of Iceland. Yes, we are that big. Just as you have a customer lifecycle for the products you're building, we apply the same principles for our associates, which is what we call employees internally. We think about this lifecycle or journey for how we look for our talent, recruiting, onboarding, how we do engagement, learning and development, and lastly, how we think about retirement or when an employee eventually leaves the company. But for today's talk and time's sake, I'm going to focus in on the welcome me piece. This is where we've invested the most time, resources, and fun buzzword have seen good return on investment. In fact, in one study, it was found that 20% of employee turnover occurs within the first 90 days for a new hire. That's a lot of time and money. So we wanted to think about how we can improve the onboarding experience. Now, think back to the first day at your current job. Was your desk set up for you? Could you get into your email? Did you have access to all the tools you actually needed? These things are table stakes, and if you're not getting them right off the bat, you're losing on employee productivity. At Walmart, we're trying to ensure that this process is seamless for all our employees across the board. So, just as any good product team, we started to talk to our customers to figure out what the problem was and what a solution would be to implement. We began sitting in on new hire orientations and sending out surveys to better understand what we were doing well, what we weren't doing well, or where we could improve based on maybe what another organization was doing better than us. As we started to collect all this data and insights, we started to see themes and trends from our new hires telling us what they wanted. It started to bubble up into various insights that our new hires were asking for information before they even came in on day one. These included things such as, how do I get to the office on day one? What's the culture and the vibe look like? How do I review my benefits? What are the perks? And most importantly, where do I get lunch in my first week? Now, I imagine all of you had to figure out these things in the first few weeks at your job. But imagine doing it at a company as big as Walmart. Our new hires are super excited to start, but they're equally as anxious. And we wanted to provide a solution that could just minimize that anxiety in a little bit. We decided to create what we call a pre-boarding site. After new hire orientation, you sync up with your manager and your team, and you really want to dive into your work. But if you don't explain the culture of your company, you're losing out on a crucial moment to truly help an employee thrive at your organization. We wanted to create this pre-boarding site to help our new hires understand the culture at Walmart so they can truly be successful. I'll now give you a quick little demo of how it works. After you sign your new hire contract with DocuSign, your recruiter then sends you a welcome email with a link to our site. From there, you're greeted on our landing page. You can read a little bit about our new hire manifesto, watch a video talking about Walmart, the future of retail, and how we're approaching e-commerce, and lastly, get a little bit of insight into our executive team to truly understand the structure of the enterprise. From there, you'll click on the Choose Your Location button. Here, you can select the location that you'll be onboarding at. However, all our new hires can access all the locations. We want to empower our employees, and knowledge is power, especially for an individual who's working bi-coastally or has a team that works in various offices. We want to give them the opportunity to understand the culture and vibes at all these locations that we work in. Once you select the location you'll be onboarding at, you can then flip through these various tabs to find pertinent information before you come in for orientation. You get to learn things like, what do I need for my I-9? How do I sign up for my benefits again? What's the culture, perks? What things are offered on-site as amenities? A little bit about our diversity, inclusion, volunteering, and lastly, some fun facts about Walmart or the particular office. After launching 2 locations, we then asked for more feedback from our new hires to understand what we were doing well, or perhaps where some of the content could be better clarified. To help increase utilization across the enterprise, we created a template using Adobe Experience Manager for other locations to easily add in their content and images to create this experience for their new hires. At Walmart People Experience, we're trying to be a more data-driven team. Just as you collect data and metrics on all your products, we're applying those same principles to our internal people, products, and programs. We want to create best-in-class and consumer-grade experiences for our people. Now, to build great products, you need great people, and even more so, you need great people to stay. If you're a young company with around 10 new hires per month and around $4,000 in recruiting and retention costs, and you implement a fantastic onboarding experience, you can save $2 million a year. At Walmart e-commerce, if we have around 200 new hires with around $20,000 in recruiting and retention costs per year, we're saving millions of dollars. If you think any of these things I've talked about today could be useful at your organization, whether it's teams building internal tools or trying to reshape your culture, I have a great article on my LinkedIn talking more about the solution we built, how to scale it at your organization, or just come find me later. I'm happy to talk. I am a people person. Thank you.